Before time began, there was the cube.
Sorry, wrong history. The Void and their Void Lords ever seek to corrupt and twist the worlds of the material plane, with a special desire towards corrupting a fledgling world soul before it could birth into a Titan. Thus did the Void Lords send out physical manifestations of their will into the cosmos, void bullets that would impact and infest a world. These bullets are more commonly called Old Gods. Azeroth was a prize for the Void Lords, as it contained exactly what they desired, a nascent Titan world soul, and one of tremendous power. With a corrupted Azeroth, the Void Lords could finally fight the Titans on even footing. 4 Old Gods smashed into Azeroth: Cthulhu, Yogg-Saron, N'Zoth, and the most powerful and senior member, Y'Shaarj. These 4 birthed the Naraki and the Akir, and founded the Black Empire on Azeroth's crust. Fortunately, the Titans discovered Azeroth before corruption could truly take hold. At first, the Titans directly intervened, with Aman'Thul personally killing Y'Shaarj. But this act was so damaging to the planet, the scars of it linger to this very day. Thus, the Titans chose to act entirely through intermediaries instead, building and designing the Titan Forged. The first of these were the Watchers, colossal stone or steel giants which wielded titanic power. Each was built with variable intellect relative to their purpose, leading to a constructed hierarchy within. Supreme amongst these were the Keepers, 9 Watchers imbued with further power, knowledge, and personality to act as avatars of the Titans against the Old Gods. These were Arcades, Tyr, Thorim, Ra, Mimiron, Loken, Hodir, Freya, and the Prime Designate Odin, whose boots are in serious need of a good shine. The 9 coordinated against the Old Gods' minions, the Elemental Lords. These were not loyal minions per se, but had been crudely coerced into conflict. Deciding that destruction was detrimental to their goals, the Keepers instead turned to the planar sorceress Helya, who crafted pocket dimensions anchored to Azeroth: the Firelands, Skywall, Deepholm, and the Abyssal Maw, one for each lord and their fellow elementals. This made Azeroth somewhat unique, as these elements became bound to their realm, such that death would return them to it, unless slain within, at which point their passing would be permanent. It is worth noting this general rule of reality, dying in your home plane is permanent, is a constant across most of the universe. Elemental armies removed, the 9 surged forward at the head of a substantial swarm of steel and stone, clashing with the Cathraxi, colossal warbringers who reigned supreme over the Old Gods' forces. Many Cathraxi could not even be killed and had to be entombed instead. Between the loss of the Elementals and the Cathraxi, the Black Empire was felled. Old Gods were imprisoned in carefully constructed Titan facilities: N'Zoth in the Circle of Stars, Cthulhu in Ahn'Qiraj, and Yogg-Saron in Ulduar. Remnants of Y'Shaarj were similarly entombed within the Magushan vaults for later study and consultation, which ultimately led to the creation of the research facility Uldir. What began next was what Titans do best: ordering. Biomes and plants and animals and people were guided and crafted and designed until Azeroth was a flourishing planet once again, and in so doing several new Titan Forged were forged. The full list is quite large, but in summary there were the Trogs, the Earthen, the Mechanomes, the Vrykul, the Tol'vir, the Anubisath, the Mogu, and the Giants. Most Titan Forged were built with a specific purpose in mind. Earthen would work, dig, build. Mechanomes would repair, maintain, facilitate. Vrykul and Tol'vir would both defend, protect, assault, and destroy. Anubisath and Giants would be the heavy lifters for the construction of the larger facilities. The Mogu were unique in that they were designed to be homogenized and no real specialization. They could fight, dig, build, repair, maintain, all on their own. As the ordering continued, Yogg-Saron carefully crafted a corruptive cancer to infest the Forge of Wills, the construction facility used to build new Titan Forged. He called it the Curse of Flesh. It would, over time, slowly convert the Titanforged into weaker, fleshier counterparts to themselves. This curse took generations to truly take hold, and did not affect 100% of all Titanforged, but through it entirely new species grew, suddenly requiring things such as food, rest, and shelter, and becoming susceptible to age. Extensive effort was put into curing the Curse of Flesh, most notably by one of the Keepers, Arcades, and his Watcher companion, Ironaya. This effort did not succeed, at least in part due to the corruption of Loken. Loken, one of the 9 Keepers, was naturally having an affair with his brother's wife, Sif. He was also the personal jailer of Yogg-Saron. Yogg ceaselessly attempted to sway his thoughts, and though he was only able to affect tiny, surface-level influences, these cracks got worse over time. This culminated in Loken accidentally killing Sif. Loken, scared, lied to his brother, Thorim, about Sif's killer, blaming the frost giant Arngrim. This led to war between Thorim and Arngrim's forces, something Loken quickly crafted a new batch of forces from the Forge of Wills to deal with. It is this mass production cycle that truly spread the Curse of Flesh throughout the Titanforge, so good job, Loken! Seeing that everything he did only made things worse, Loken's desperation started to spiral even further out of control, reaching a form of insanity as he realized if his actions were found out, he would surely be destroyed. Thus, the only logical thing to do is kill Mimiron, as well as imprison Hodir and Freya. Then he would coerce the planar sorceress Helya to his side as well, who promptly sealed Odin within his pocket dimension, the Halls of Valor, and crafted her own private realm, Helheim. With this, only 3 Keepers remained a threat to Loken: Ra, Tyr, and Arcades. Ra, strangely, never arrived, for reasons we will discuss at another time. Tyr, Arcades, and many of their allies, including Ironaya, as well as a huge host of Earthen, Mechanomes, and Vrykul, made the long journey southeast away from the Storm Peaks, taking with them the Discs of Norgannon, which recorded the history of the entire planet. This terrified Loken beyond all reason, who, in direct defiance of his own purpose and his own well-being, freed 2 Cathraxi, Cathix, and Zakaj, so that they might hunt down and slay his fellow Titanforged. Tyr stayed behind, battling the 2 monstrosities and, in the end, sacrificing himself, destroying Zakaj and severely wounding Cathix. The Vrykul, in honor of his sacrifice, remained where Tyr had died, dubbing it Tyr's Fall, and slowly settling into the surrounding lands. Arcades, Ironaya, and the Earthen and Mechanomes drifted further south, eventually settling into the Titan facility of Uldaman. Loken drifted into a long mental stupor within Ulduar. The Vrykul, Earthen, and Mechanomes slowly succumbed to the Curse of Flesh, spreading throughout what would become known as the Eastern Kingdoms. Yogg-Saron bided his time, patient.